What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Excited for this one as it's day one of Jets rookie camp, and we got a first look at Armand Membou, Mason Taylor, and many others. So the first note is actually not about any of the rookies. Well, technically, I guess a rookie, but not a rookie player. Aaron Glenn, rookie head coach, spent a lot of time in the offensive huddle and with the offense. Thank you. Thank you. I know it's only one practice and one rookie minicamp practice, but this matters to me, and let me explain why. When looking at the last coach who was here, Robert Saleh, one of the biggest issues that he had was he spent way too much time with the defense, and the offense suffered because of it. The defense had an amazing overhaul from 2021, his first year, into 22 and 23. They played at an elite level, but unfortunately, number one, the offensive staff wasn't good enough, and it just felt like the effort wasn't necessarily there, and he cared more about his defense, which is kind of what did Todd Bowles and Rex Ryan in as well. All three of those guys, defensive-minded coaches, had very good defenses with the New York Jets, but their shortcomings were because of the offensive side of the ball, and my hope is that Aaron Glenn breaks this cycle as someone who comes from the defensive side of the ball, but is just an all-around head coach. Mason Taylor spoke after practice today and was speaking on Aaron Glenn. He called him serious, but a player's coach.
Yeah, I think he has a really good balance of, being serious, and I just met him, like you said, being serious and then being a player's coach as well. So being someone that you can kind of talk to, be loose with, and then he's going to, get on you on the field, and he's going to be that guy that can, you can lean on. So it's been amazing, and I just got here, like I said, but I'm definitely looking forward to doing more business with him for sure.
That's what I like to see from a head coach. Like, I get it. I don't want my coach to just be a complete asshole that everyone hates. I want the players to like the coach, but I don't think the coach has to be the best friend of the player. I think that's another issue that Robert Saleh had that I'm hoping that Aaron Glenn could avoid, because I think it got to a point where it was an environment where they were, okay with a certain level, and were almost creating excuses for themselves. And Saleh did that, Douglas did it, and it trickled down to the rest of the roster and the team. And I'm hoping that, Aaron Glenn, separates himself a little bit. And I really like that answer from Mason Taylor. For Armand Membou, his footwork stood out, and he was able to show off his mobility in this practice. He ran an incredible 40 time. He has good athleticism, and I think that's why the New York Jets like him so much and why they drafted him in the top 10 of the NFL draft. He also was able to speak about Olu Fashanu and how he's been able to help him so far.
How much do you think Olu can help you, because he just went through this a year ago?
Yeah, he was a rookie a year ago, so he definitely be able to help me a lot.
When you met Olu, what did you guys speak about?
Really, I just asked him about how it was like for him last year, and then he was just telling me what it was like for him, and then just, the life of a rookie.
How about that? Olu becoming the vet in the room. I get it. He's only in year 2, and he's got a ways to go as well, but able to help the guy who hasn't done it yet in the rookie. Another quote that I liked from Armand Membou, he said, "Changing my footwork and techniques to what the Jets do has been really cool, and learning the new playbook. It's just one of the things that has to happen in the transition to the NFL." I thought Membou looked good today from the clips we were able to see and what the beat reporters were saying. Same with Mason Taylor. He had a nice catch and run in practice. Now, again, it's only a practice, so we're not, putting either of these guys in the Hall of Fame, but they stood out on the football field, which is expected. They were the Jets' first 2 picks. But another matchup that I thought was interesting was A.Z. Thomas, the Jets' 3rd-round pick, going up against Arian Smith head-to-head in practice. And it felt like Thomas got the better of him with his physicality. And I think that's a strength to the game of A.Z. Thomas and a potential weakness to Arian Smith, who is a burner, incredibly fast. But I don't think he really has the physicality right now to beat press coverage. Now, you could set him up in spots on end arounds. You get him in the slot, get him some space, and he can create separation that way. But going up against a physical corner like A.Z. Thomas might be tough early in Arian Smith's career. Also, Arian Smith showed off his speed, did have a drop on his last rep though, and that's kind of the knock on him, is definitely his drops. But if you want a pro and a con, this practice was a really good example of Arian Smith's game. His speed is extremely noticeable. We'll get to a clip of him talking about how he is able to take his experience as a former track athlete and put that into how he plays football. We'll talk about that in a second. But that's the positive. The negative has been drops, and he did have one on the last rep of the day for him. Let's get to the clip now about how he talks about his speed.
I'll probably say my mindset on things. In track, you have to have I feel like it don't feel like it's an individual sport, so you gotta have a strong like mental side on things, and in my explosiveness too. Obviously the speed and everything else and all those like talent accolades come with it, but my mental part of it, I feel like I'm a very tough person, and I'm one of those people that rub off on people. I love to work. Like today I had probably one of the best days of my life today, first day of practice. But I probably say the middle part and just me. Yeah.
If he's successful at the next level, it will be because of his speed. I think the Jets, in a perfect world, think he could be like a Deshaun Jackson. Now, Deshaun Jackson had a really long NFL career, but his calling card was speed and his ability to take a top off of defense. He was one of the best deep ball threats of the late 2000s into the 2010s. And that's kind of my hope for Smith. I don't think he'll have the same kind of production that Deshaun Jackson had in his prime. But if Arian Smith does hit, you're hoping that, I don't know, maybe he has like 3 to 5 40-plus yard receptions and helps the Jets stretch the field and gets the drops under control. I think that would be the best case scenario. So there you go. Those are some things that stood out at Jets rookie camp day 1. We'll have you covered throughout the weekend on that. I'm Matt O'Leary. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's show. I'll catch you next time.